And welcome back to the hot stage. We are talking all the fallout now from Rally Sweden. Yep, very much in the history books. Now it is Thursday, but a few things still left to talk about. Yes, I promise we're going to talk about those controversial points. Today is not that day. I think we needed definitely quite a long episode for that because it could get quite interesting. One of my friends has sent me interesting charts as well. Yes, we're going to use numbers and stats to confuse you all or make our point. We'll see. Anyway, I digress. So, the main headlines at the moment coming out of the Rally Sweden is, bear with me, we've got obviously Evans still looking good. He's still quite upbeat about his championship chances. Tanak basically saying the mistakes need to stop if he's going to challenge for that championship. And also, Cyril has come out in support of Tanak and said we were not really going to ask him to change. And last but not least, Neuville is happy with the team despite a very meh performance in Rally Sweden. Yeah, okay, but let's get into the good news first. So, and it says here from the WRC.com website, second on the road, Evans takes the positives from the Sweden's performance. Yep, it's positives, his up and down weekend as he described it. And as we know, he suffered in those snowy conditions, and that, albeit some people see it as a controversial switch with Neuville, but he said it's been a very up and down weekend. He said it wasn't looking so good on Friday when we had a difficult job with our road position, very bad. He basically became, as you mentioned the other day, a snowplow, but we managed to get through it, which I think is important, and that gave us the opportunity to climb back up that leaderboard. And did he dizzy. So Evans added, when conditions were suiting us, our pace was quite okay, and we managed to get some good points in the end. I think we probably should have won the power stage, but made a couple of mistakes at the end. Still, from where we were earlier in the weekend and to come out of it with a good haul of points, I think we can be reasonably happy. Evans' round 2 result leaves him just 3 points. I don't know why I had up 2 hands. There you go, 3. Can you see? 3 points behind the top of the table, Thierry Neuville. Neuville, I'm pronouncing all these names wrong, I know. But heading from Sweden's deep freeze to quite the opposite. It says here the baking plains of Africa. Quite very much the polar opposite, isn't it? In terms of rally. So fingers crossed for Evans. I think he did really, really well. And when you look at how much time he ended up gaining on Lappy as well, that was really, really impressive towards the end of the WRC event. Yes, I know Lappy was pacing himself, but still, he was taking chunks out of it in the end. So fair play. Evans, for us, still looking very good. Next up, we've got Tanak basically saying the mistakes have to stop. This is from dirtfish.com. Yep, he's shown early pace and promise on his Hyundai return from Ford, but a brace of mistakes have hindered his process. And this wasn't what he was hoping for. It says the 2 rounds into his Hyundai Motorsport return and pursuit of that second world title, it's not really going as smoothly, I think, as we all thought it would. The Estonian, he sits 5th in the championship table after two visits to Snowbanks spoiled that start of his 24 season. Predictably, his appraisal of the year to date is as frank as it is honest, as Tanak can only be. He said, from my side, definitely too many mistakes to start the season, but we know we can be a lot better. The 2019 champion, world champion, is the fastest times in both Monte Carlo and Sweden. Points, it says, but he knows next month's safari he needs a clean run with a big reward, no mistakes, and surely minimum he podium finish, I imagine. And yeah, he said it's frustrating. He told Dirtfish, we screwed it very quickly on Friday, but we're learning and we scored points, which is better than nothing. We need a consistent rally in Kenya now. And Tanak added that it was hard to judge his level of compatibility with the I-20 Rally 1 after 2 such rallies. He said these are unique events, so it's difficult to know. It doesn't say anything about the general performance. We felt better in the car, I think, when he's talking about Sweden, when the roads were a bit more slippery. But when the grip improved, we just weren't comfortable, which is weird, isn't it? It's the other way around, but there we go. So yes, but to be fair to Tanak, his team boss has come out in defence of him. Good old Cyril. He said, we won't ask Tanak to change. Hyundai will tweak the i20 to suit the Estonian, not the other way around. Hyundai team principal won't ask Tanak to change, it says here on dirtfish.com, his driving style to suit the car. the other way around. The 2019 champions returned to Hyundai, as we know. We just said, not really gone to plan. A visit to the snowbank in the French Alps and Sweden have left him 5th in the title race after 2 rounds. Also concerned about a throttle-related issue which hit all I-20s in Monte Carlo. It says here, it might be exacerbated, made worse by Tanak's driving style, and Abittal was empathetic to his approach to solving that issue. He said, "You don't," he told Dirtfish, "start to question the driving style of a world champion." Look at that, right up there, batting for Tanak. He said, "I think the way he's driving the car is exposing what he says an issue, but it's exposing a weakness of the car, nothing else. Let's not put it the other way around." He said, "The first thing we need to do is fix that weakness, to fix the issue, which is an issue that's been here a while. But," he says, "because the car was, in our opinion, so good in Monte Carlo, Tanak was capable of pushing certain areas that he was not pushing 2 years ago when he was driving the same car with that same software. So first and foremost," Cyril said, "we need to get that sorted. It's not going to be sorted here in Sweden. It doesn't need to be sorted here because the grip conditions are totally different. So he shouldn't be suffering here in the same way he was suffering in Monte Carlo. But that issue, which is an issue, needs to be addressed for future rallies." Be interesting to see how it handles in Kenya, but the thing is, three very different rallies: Monte Carlo, Sweden, and on the African plains, as we mentioned earlier. But there we go. So, sticking with that Hyundai theme, team performance leaves Neuville smiling in Sweden, despite obviously his meh WRC event there. He's praised Hyundai Motorsport Squad, it says here on WRC.com, for an unprecedented start to its World Rally campaign. And the Korean firm, as we know, has a 100% win rate right now, with Lappi winning the Swedish rally. Lappi, backed up by Neuville's rally Monte Carlo victory, was a fast and controlled drive to take the I-20 hybrid to the top of the podium for the second time this year. The Swedish success keeps Neuville and Hyundai at the top of the tables heading into round 3 in Kenya. Now, Neuville admitted his own performance was impacted by running first on the road, most of the time Neuville, in the snowiest conditions in recent history, but the Belgian was delighted with the team's effort. He said, "It's good to get another victory for the team. It's important, even if the performance wasn't the greatest, especially on the first passes. However," he said, 2 victories in 3 weeks is great motivation for us. We only had 2 wins in the 2023 season. We had to get through without any mistakes, and I think we might have been the only crew who didn't have any. We had to accept the situation of Friday, and we hope for a better Saturday where we managed to climb up the rankings. I'm happy to be at the end with decent points." He went on to saying, "My goal was to make a podium okay. I wasn't able to do that, but we didn't lose so many points to Elvin Evans, and we took points out against Ott Tänak, so for us that was good." Now, in our last video, we spoke about Mr. Neuville and the controversial moment, and basically we're talking about the Dirtfit article, which was talking about his controversial start. There we go. Here's the Dirtfish article here. And the article itself, just close that ad, went on to talk about, let me see here, I'm running out the front, stop the numbers, is it fair? A thing that happened in history. I've got a Richard Burns' enormous convenient puncture on the 2000 Rally Australia. Well, potentially Dirtfish got that wrong, according to one of my good buddies that comments on YouTube, and I'm now completely WhatsApping. He said, "I think the Dirtfish article has one mistake. In Australia 2000, it was Grolam and not Mackinnon open the road on the last day." He said Mackinnon had the idea behind another convenient incident, which I thought was very clever indeed. Last stage on Saturday, it says, 3-2 go. Makes a jump start penalty. Everybody tried to drive, so they were just a fraction behind Mackinnon, not knowing of his jump start. So in the end, Mackinnon was still third on the road. Then indeed, Richard did not like this and had his puncture before the first stage, changing the flat tyre with a TV camera close by. Richard said to Robert, "What incredible bad luck." But people who knew Richard could see how hard he tried not to laugh. With Neuville and Hyundai in Sweden Friday, I guess we will never know if the intent was genuine. I completely agree, we will never know. I must say, however, the note of the Dirtfish article that the fuel pump is in the back and the way the car turned over is very interesting. Wasn't Hyundai's excuse that they had this problem several times before and it was an ongoing problem on Sweden in the afternoon? If so, isn't it strange that the engineer showed no signs of worry and that the problem never occurred, not even in form of a misfire on the actual stages? Yes, I completely agree. It is. I mean, yeah, I think we're all scratching our chin, aren't we? There. Yeah, really convenient. But I mean, it did screw Evans over. Let's be honest. He may well have. I don't know. Would he have won the rally? I mean, that's a interesting talk point because he was so much faster than Lappy. But then, as I mentioned, Lappy was really pacing himself. We will never know, and that's the problem. I still don't know why they didn't swap them over. Once again, I've not read the complete rule book. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I thought that comment was really interesting. So there we go. The encyclopedia strikes again. He's been schooling me about all things rally, and it's been amazing. I can only hope he braves it and comes on here, and we have many chats about rally, and also I really want to talk to him about the new point system as well. I digress. Like and subscribe. Deep breath. Yes, if you made it to the end, you are amazing. Thank you very much. We'll keep you up to date with the rally news, albeit it might, in terms of the WRC, it's still over a month. What, around the 28th of March, I think the next rally is. So we've got about good five weeks to go plus until the next WRC rally. So the news may be fairly slow, but you never know. Anyway, we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.